Well, it is September 1st, and it is 53 degrees outside. It's 8 a.m. Today it's going to get up to 80 degrees. Harvest is in full swing here. This over here is full of tomatoes. Tomatoes and squash, and I think there's probably some corn in there. Processing all kinds of sauces and tomato juice. Saving some seeds from various things, tomatoes and hot peppers and so. I put this trellis in earlier this year, probably around mid-June time frame, and all of this stuff has grown up since then. All the apples are doing pretty well. In this garden here, it's mature. Right down here we've got, I think these are some jalapenos that are growing on there. These little guys we planted in here kind of late, but we do have a few good peppers, bell peppers coming in. Over there, some bell peppers right there. The cabbage is, this one's ready. This one's popping out. The other ones will be ready a little bit later. We've harvested a couple of them. And the tomatoes, they're looking like the morning after here. It is, they're really bulked out. A bunch of them are really red, and some of them are green, and it's just, you know, these plants are just really heavy with their fruit. So we've been staking them up, doing what we can to keep them straight up, and we've been pulling the tomatoes off as fast as we can and processing them. We have Roma tomatoes, all kinds of tomatoes in here. I wouldn't be able to tell you the names of them all. The tomatillos are doing great. Some of them are, we've been picking on these things throughout the year. It's been producing all year long, and we've just been getting a steady harvest of these things. You can come out and find the ones that are just popping out of the skin, and that's when they're perfect. And some of these are pretty big. This one right here is ready to go. Well, the beans and the cucumbers appear to have just about given up. They've got the signs of that mildew on them and so forth, so it's about time to just cut them down. But we got a lot off of those guys this year. They did really well. And this pepper plant, this is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a good 3.5 feet tall, close to 4 feet. And it's full of these lantern-like hot peppers. I don't know what you call them. And here are these black pearls. So everything here is just about ready to harvest. You know, some of these are, this one's not a black pearl, but it's got the same coloring, but it looks more like a chili pepper. And these little peppers right here, little round ones, are hot peppers of some sort. Over here, I guess that cayenne, ready to go. A bunch of those cayennes. And more peppers, and we know what to do with. We'll take these peppers and mix some of them with our tomato juice and have, you know, like a snappy Tom or whatever you call it, sort of a hot tomato juice. That is really good with homemade, with your own tomatoes. Yeah, so here you can see these beets going all down there, and here's a big one here. we'll take a look at some of the apples, and we'll head over here and look at what happened with the grapes and stuff. But here, this Granny Smith apples, I did my best to thin a bunch of this out. This particular tree here, I lost one limb because I didn't thin it quickly enough or good enough. Crab apples. That's good to make a crab apples are good to make a what do you call it? A cordial. So all these apples here are doing pretty good. This tree over here is doing really well. They're all about ready to pick there. You can see it's red. Good sized apples. And it's full of them. I did some thinning on this. And I should do some more. You can see down here, I don't know if you can or not actually, but I thinned. You can see where I thinned all those apples laying down on the ground. Well, this is it for the corn. I've already harvested quite a bit out of here, and I think about the only things that are left in here are, well, there's a couple of them that are still, you know how you have corn that grows up here and then you have some that grows down below. So I've picked the ones that have grown up above, and so the only ones that I have left are these down below, and the ones down below aren't quite ready yet. I don't know how well it all got pollinated. Yeah, so I'm just continuing on eastward here. And here I've got some more apple trees. And looks like the birds are getting some of these apples up here, and they're welcome to them. I've got more than I can handle. And these right here are, I think, ready for me to pick. This right here is a good apple to eat. Very sweet, very juicy. But still, I'll get more than I can handle. I'm gonna pick a lot of these and make some apple juice out of it, store it. The peach tree right over here, I harvested a whole bunch off of it just over a couple of weeks ago, and left some that weren't quite ready. And I think everything that's left now is probably, is ready. So I'll come out here a little bit later on and get the rest of these. I didn't thin this. I thinned this out this year, but probably not quite enough. But these are very ready. I can touch that, and it's definitely ripe. I think everything here is ripe and ready. Come back over this way to the pear tree. But some of these are falling because they're ripe. If I come in here and find some yellow ones, usually I can tell just by, like if I was in a store or something, just put a little pressure on it, and if it gives a little bit, it's ready. But this is going to be, this tree here is going to have an awful lot of pears. Somebody, that must be a little mole hole, comes up here and gets this pear. This isn't exactly a garden area here. It's a sort of a fruit area, so I don't know that a mole is going to do any damage here. Going to go around and eat a bunch of this stuff that falls down, so he's welcome to it. Stir up the ground. we'll come over here and take a look at these grapes. I swear I come here and I open this area up so that I can get through here on the mower and stuff all the time. It grows over just as fast as I can mow it. I've harvested huge buckets of grapes already. You can see here we've got some left over that I haven't picked up yet, but these are really good grapes. The bees are doing good. They have to fight off little predator bees that come in. Right here is a little predator bee. But they're doing really well. And I'm not doing anything with these bees this year. Like, I'm not trying to get any honey or anything off of them. Letting them do their thing. I could put that on there and reduce that entrance here any day now because the temperature is getting low. Well, all these grapes are doing well. I harvested a few good clumps off of these plants already. Looks like this one never really did figure out what it was going to do. It's probably grown a little bit too fast for its size. Trying to overproduce for its size. I'll trim it down next year to one branch. Same with this one here. Trying to overproduce for its size. But these little ones, they're still good. Take one of these little guys right here and eat them. Very sweet. This is a Grenache. Down on this side is the Shiraz. Again, these little grapes. I'm gonna go get some of those, the rest of those peaches, and pick out a few of those apples that are ready to go. Last week, filled up 2 of those buckets full of peaches, and I filled up one of those buckets heaping all the way, like way up over here. Grapes were falling out from all along this fence back here. Have some green grapes. I brought in about 20 yards of this compost stuff over here. I'm going to use the tractor to use landscape rake and get some of these larger rocks out of here and pull out these weeds. And once I get all that out, I'm gonna spread that compost out to about 3 or 4 inches deep all around there. Sure, we'll find. Yeah, see here, these grapes are just, you know, I didn't come anywhere near getting all of them, but they are they're just really coming in here really nicely. Well, I got a fair number of grapes from right back here. I'll probably get a few more clusters of those purple grapes. Pumpkins. Okay. Picked a bunch of these other kind of grapes and got all these peaches, and there's a few apples on this tree right over here I'm gonna go get.